And we will make America great again. Again, 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 Donald Trump.
Hello friends and welcome. It is August 22nd, 2018, and on this wonderful Wednesday evening, we have a lot to get to. These are my favorite kind of podcasts. Basically, I just go over a bunch of memes and some videos and stuff. There's no real structure to it, which I like it. I find that to be more real. Here's some thoughts on the t-shirts. So basically the t-shirts have come in. I have looked at them. I'm going to add a number 17 on the back as if they're jerseys, and if you would care to put your last name on the top, just like a baseball jersey, I think that would be really cool, and you can send them to me. But yes, they have come in. All I have to do is add the 17 on the back, and then I will upload them to a website, truereporting.com. Also, if you are new to my channel, please click the blue bell to get notifications. And if you would care to follow me on Twitter at truereporting, and if you would care to donate to my Patreon to keep this channel going, it only goes to merch and to bettering of the quality of the channel. You can do that. Just go to Patreon and check out True Reporting. But like I said, guys, I'm going to try to make this Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and we're going to stick to that. I don't know, just that schedule. It's good for me. It's easier for me to put more effort, put more energy, put more content into these videos, which I think you all like. Again, the past 5 videos have been demonetized. I don't know what's going on. It went from 140,000, to 50,000, and then down to like 7,000. So obviously I am being shadow banned. It seems like I maybe once we hit the mark of a certain amount of subscribers, they kick it in, or I've said keywords on my own mistake. So anyways, with that being said, we have a video that I wanted to give a shout out to X, the real deal X, at Podobinski from Twitter. I want to show you guys that right now. It's basically Trump. He basically says Q again, which I like this kind of stuff. It's very interesting to me. It could be nothing. It could be something. It's very distinctful. It's very I guess distinctual, is that a word, to what he's saying. So I will go ahead and show you that right now.
Really surprising to a lot of people because he really surprising to a lot of people because he can't really surprising to a lot of people because really surprising to a lot of people because he campaigned shockingly really surprising to a lot of people because he campaigned
So yeah, pretty crazy when you hear it. I don't know, it's very interesting to me. These things, these subtleties of, or basically it was I don't know, it's pretty out there in the open, right? It's pretty apparent that he is saying Q. Is it on purpose or is it on mistake? Maybe a mispronunciation, we don't know, but interesting nonetheless. But guys, I want to get into these memes with you, and it's good to be with you. I hope you're having a great night. So let's do this. Let's get into it. This is True Reporting. So if you look into it, we see a retweet from Sarah Ruth Ashcraft. I've talked about her many a time. SRA. A lot of people think that is short for satanic ritual abuse. Who knows? Red shoes equals cannibalism for those who may not already know. The Cannibal Club is a club within the club. An elite within the elite, a point of absolutely no return. Physically, you are either continuing in their system or you die. We can check that out. Right here, we see Tony Podesta. We see the kids with the red shoes. We see pictures from Epstein Island. I've gone over this time and time again. These are the video captures, basically of kids closed up, and then we can see pretty much like a outline of them and what's going on. Basically, they're slaves. They've become prisoners, and it's sickening, right? Also, we can check this out. This person says from Twitter, what do you notice? I'm a pool installer. That is not a swimming pool. It has no bottom drain, no jets, no filter, no overflow provision, and no vacuum. That is a containment tank with ropes to constrain. Basically is talking about the Vanderbilt pool. This guy works on pools all day long. It's his profession, and he's saying this is not a swimming pool. There's no bottom drain, no jets, no filter, no overflow provision, or no vacuum. I concur. You know, it isn't a pool. It is basically a place to drain blood, perhaps. Now we'll get into this. We've all seen this picture. This is Podesta art. Absolutely insane. You see an adult laying on top of a red figure that looks like a child, and then you see a fading out version of themselves, almost like the soul leaving the body. Then we see down here, it says some observers believe that handkerchiefs are used as mementos in MK abuse. There is a painting from Monarch Mind Control survivor Kim Noble depicting a victim being abused. There is a piece of cloth underneath the child. The body appears to be levitating, which represents disassociation after extreme trauma, which is very true. You know, this really goes on. This is not hocus pocus. This is not a fairy tale nor a bad dream. This is reality, everybody. And these people will be brought to justice. We all know about it. If anything happens to POTUS, we will storm the castle, because that is what we're here to do. We have been held down. We have been dumbed down. We have been programmed long enough. It is time to rise up. It is time to become one in humanity and take care of stuff like this. So yeah, I believe totally in this aspect. I believe if you abuse someone long enough, they actually break away from themselves and then are basically able to be controlled. That is my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Let's check this out. This is from an Anon from 8/16, so I don't know, about 6 days ago. Anons, I might be completely off base here, but something is puzzling me. The digs we have been doing these past 8 months have followed several distinct veins, similar to the mining of precious metals. There is a government corruption vein, the CF or Uranium-1 money grab vein, the child trafficking pedo vein, the election rigging vein, the CIA playing evil global chess vein, the Rothschild vein, the Catholic Church, the Satanism vein, and many, many more. These veins are separate, but all likely to be connected to a mother lode, somewhere deeper than we can fathom right now. Absolutely. But these veins at the moment are somewhat separate, only tangentially connected. And I doubt we are ready to see the mother lode anytime soon. I'm ready. I just get this stuff out there, right? So the great public awakening will likely start with the big reveal of one single vein. Then after the public absorbs that one and is ready for more, another one will be revealed. All this rather than opening Pandora's box all at once and creating mass mental breakdowns. Absolutely. At least that's what I am logically thinking based on what Q has inferred. Plus knowing a little bit about human nature and the importance of maintaining social order. Now, all that said, we can all agree that something big is about to pop and drop, but within which vein will the first public holy crap reveal unfold? A multitude of non-Q sources are pointing to the Russian narrative unraveling and backfiring on the deep state. I believe that also. The frame job methodology is becoming clearer and clearer to even the most casual observer, for sure. By all accounts, it's looking like the first public something big will be along the Russia-Mueller-FISA vein. But amidst all of the heightening very soon feeling, Q is now pointing us towards the pedo Haiti vein. At a time when logically all of our focus should be channeled toward one vein, we are being channeled by Q towards another vein. Could it be that this is a misdirection ploy by Q? I love this, aimed at someone other than the Anons. We are not the only ones looking on this board, correct? There are also people from the deep state, there's government officials, CIA, military. Everyone is looking on this because it is very real. This is not a game. This is real. The classic look at my left hand, then boom, knockout with the right hand. Anyone else get this vibe? I 100% do get this vibe. It's just, it is what it is, right? So we see here, it says, think logically. Imagine it's January 21st, 2017. Trump is now president. Trump visits CIA headquarters. Plan kicks into full speed. Trump asked to run in 2012 by U.S. military patriots, by Middle Eastern patriots. Yes, MBS in Saudi Arabia back in 2012. Some planning done in Saudi Arabia. Beyond prying eyes of Barack Hussein Obama, he was so focused on Iran, he woke up the Saudi Arabian giants. One side of the pyramid, plus. Absolutely. Turned against them in the brackets. Now imagine NSA had it all, which they do, and the GCC had it all. Once Trump is elected, you pounce at full speed, a higher form of patriotism prepared for years. Military is the only way. The only way. Quietly behind the scenes, very quietly, very sudden. How do you gain leverage? Other people, over people that kill people. You convict them of treason in a military tribunal and issue a death penalty. Now you have leverage. Offer them life in prison. To as few people as possible, like a few in the White House, in the media, in the deep state, in Congress. Only if they do certain things like destroy the deep state, destroy the mainstream media, destroy trafficking, videotape confessions, name all names, play a role in a movie, their life depends on it. Make them great actors. Make them act despicable, so when the truth comes out, the public despises them. And all their institutions, make them take the blame and then praise Trump to avoid death penalty and get life in prison on time and under budget. There, in brackets, 9/11 is coming right after a few things, like 2019 budget approved, like Trump exonerated, like Kavanaugh confirmed. Then you drop it all, open your mind, truth. I understand all this. This is a huge possibility. It really is. Trump hates these people. Don't get it wrong. I don't think he wants to see them die. I think he wants them to realize what they've done. And for all we know, they could be possessed by demons, aliens. We don't know. There is definitely an esoteric side to all of this. And, you know, who knows how far down and deep this goes, right? But he despises these people. Anyone who goes against them, he loves retaliation. And he loves proving himself right. So one can hope that something crazy could happen. 2017 military tribunals. Imagine if you were Hillary and friends and it's early November 2017. If you were convicted of treason in a 2017 secret military tribunal, would you choose the death penalty or life in prison to play a role in the upcoming 2018 Make America Great Again movie? Part 1 of 1, the leverage. You sign a full written confession. You confess every crime on video. You surrender all assets and wealth. You allow social media takeover. You are given a new phone and computer. You are implanted with tracking. You agree to 24/7, 365 days a week protection. You are done if Trump team is harmed. You are done if you cross any red line. You are told to play a specific role. You get to go to jail if entire plan works. Otherwise, your original sentence happens. Could be, you know. This is all speculation, but I'm sure a lot of us have thought about it. Part 2. Now look at these attached Q posts for a few clues. Ask yourself, does HRC say stupid things in public now? Ask yourself, does HRC appear in public less often? What does Trump gain from her freedom? What is the only leverage Trump has on her? Would Trump make the deal to save the children? Yes, he would. Part 3 of 3, the script. Arrests are easy. It's much harder to destroy an evil institution like the deep state or media than a person. The real goal is to make them, in brackets, destroy their own institutions by having them act a certain way in public to tarnish their institution when the truth comes out. This behavior will ultimately make all Americans learn to despise them for their crimes. They will be told to unfairly attack Trump until the truth is dropped, and then they will be told to take all the blame and praise Trump's action. Checkmate. This is all very possible, okay? All very possible. So if you're not familiar, this is an FX show called Archer. I've never seen this show, but I do know that the guy that is the main character is also on Adult Swim, who is also on Fox. I know his name is Benjamin, but anyways, does this picture look familiar? This is the pool, the exact replica. Go look at any picture, the exact replica of the Vanderbilt pool with a sub in it. Is this hinting, because their symbolism will be their downfall? They're putting this on national television. This is on cable, okay, on FX. This is definitely the Vanderbilt pool. There's the ropes here, the plants here, and the weird ass ladder. This is from a cartoon that is being depicted on national television. I find it very strange. The connection lies within. Their symbolism will be their downfall, which gets us into this, a great segue. Red shoes equals cannibalism. For those who may not already know, November 21st, 2017, their need for symbolism will be their downfall. Then we see the Pope's feet, red shoes. And we're going to keep going into this. Washington Life magazine, red shoes. Unbelievable. And then we see Bill Maher. We all know he's perverted. We all know that he basically talks about women and prostitution and children. He gets into some really dark stuff on his show. It's extremely extreme leftism, and he wears red shoes. This isn't the first picture. There's many a picture if you just Google him with red shoes. Their symbolism will be their downfall. And now we see Andrew Cotters, Randall Gerard, Tony Podesta, Will Boehm, David Marine, all wearing red shoes at Tony Podesta's birthday party. Like I said, I've heard, and we'll get into it, Washington Magazine, more red shoes. This is from 2009, Podesta birthday party, right? Washington Magazine, 2009, Podesta birthday party. Alex Stapleton, Tom Sparkman, and Ben Murray, all wearing red shoes. These are young guys. These guys are probably in their late 20s, early 30s. Sickening. And then we see this woman right here, I found. Asia Argento, red shoes at Blue Lou Self-Portrait 2006. Anthony Bourdain. And I won't get any older now. The angels want to wear my red shoes. So, we all know this is obviously Anthony Bourdain's girlfriend. We can continue on. Asia Argento with the pedophile symbol on her cheek. We'll continue on. Asia Argento. I hate my village, best Nigerian horror. If you can't hate it, eat it. And we can zoom in on this picture. What are they actually eating? It looks like baby feet and baby hands. Very weird. We see the voodoo guy in the background, skulls. Something very weird about that. Young kooks. This is not normal, guys. This is a young boy wearing this. He looks depressed. A young goth girl who probably has depression and is being taken advantage of. It's all the same with her hideous bangs. Whatever. It's absolutely terrible. More on Asia Argento by Yig Starhouse. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This looks like a dead cat. Maybe a skin cat. Do you find this normal? She's painted in white. People don't do this. Okay? People don't do this. I don't care if you're into goth stuff, if you're into being emo or whatever you are. You don't do this. No one does this. You're sad. You're a little depressed. You get on SSRIs or anti-anxiety medication and you push through. You don't skin cats. Okay? And you don't take weird pictures. The price of a wallet starts around $14,000 and the client could expect to pay at least $27,000 here's the kicker, for the privilege of owning footwear made of human leather. The company's practices are cloaked in privacy. They do not post pictures of their completed commission products, the length of the waiting list for their product, or identities of their source. Yeah. Do the supply... I would like to know who is making it. We'll continue on. Here we see the Pope, and boom, red shoes. This is not a coincidence, guys. Okay? Trust me, it's not. Again, the Pope. Walking down right here, red shoes. Their symbolism will be their downfall. Show them, show this to your normie friends. Show them why the red shoes, red shoes, red shoes, red shoes. Kids being handcuffed, twist tied, their hands together. Red shoes in the Vanderbilt pool. Tony Podesta and his freaks wearing red shoes. Why? Why? Then we see this. Wizard of Oz. Ruby red shoes. Right? All of this stuff. Everything. Back to the Future. I believe these things. I believe the Wizard of Oz. I believe that they think of us as plebs. We are poor. We are uneducated. Not in my opinion, but to the elite. We are the super elite, obviously, in Trump's eyes. But what I'm saying is they think of themselves as gods, and they think of us as sheep, as idiots, as we can't take care of ourselves. They use our energy, our negativity. That's what they do. Okay? This isn't a game. This is real. And I believe that they mock us with putting this stuff out there through TV just to make money off of it. It's almost like they're putting it out in front of us, and they know we don't know about it, and they're laughing in our face, is how I take it. Okay? Not being paranoid. I know what I'm talking about. Then we see here, pedophilia. Pedophiles are people too. This is a real poster, because love is love. This is a real poster. This isn't photoshopped. This isn't planned. I've posted another one of these during a pride parade, I believe, in Portland. These are real flyers posted up around town, and it is okay. Guys, think about this. 20 years ago, homosexuals were looked down upon. Then we slowly appreciate these people. You know, they're one of the group. It's okay. Now we're moving into more extreme stuff where we have transgender, where we have, what are they called? I can't think of it. Men dressed as women, teaching kids that it's okay. Then we have this, pedophilia. Is it okay? LGBTQP, right? So, cross-dressers is what I meant to say. So, we see here, I the Spy. I know a lot of people think this is a LARP. It could be. I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but this is interesting. The papal room of tears is not what you think. Think sacrificial lambs. Red shoes mark those who have sacrificed before the false gods. They represent the martyring of an innocent to lift themselves up. It is an aversion of the blood of Christ that was shed. Absolutely. Can you go against this? No. Is the dude a LARP? Is the woman a LARP? I don't know who this is. But, Q says there's only one Q. This guy may know something, Don't put on the blinders on completely, right? Then we see here Jimmy Savile. This is a real, advertisement. These new shoes, or these new first shoes, put their feet first. JimmySavile.com. Fully lined with real leather. Red shoes, red flexibility, correct fit, start right from the start. Kids. He is a pedophile that was basically, he was very close. You know this. He was extremely close with the Queen, and he wasn't convicted. He had his own hospital room. He had his own private room in a hospital where he could take, advantage of victims, children, people in comas. He was a sexual predator. He was, I believe, a necrophiliac, which means he had sex with corpses. This is a real thing. And he was rubbing elbows, with the Queen of England and her posse, right? Then we see here papal shoes of the Pope, the 7th, 1808. Right here. Those are his shoes, red shoes. You know, very real. I'm not making any of this up. Pope red shoes, you can just Google it right here. Benedict, right here, red shoes. Adriano Stefanali, red shoes. Pizzagate blog, the Pope, truth behind the Pope. I mean, this is a freaking cartoon with red shoes. This isn't made up, guys. It's not made up. I can promise you. We'll continue on. I hate to reiterate on things, but you need to show this. This isn't for necessarily us. This is for us to spread this word, right? Nikki Hilton Rothschild, XX, red shoes and pizza, familiar theme. Right here, we see her Instagram. Boom, boom, boom. Red shoes, red shoes, red shoes. You know, it's not a coincidence, everybody. Bill Maher again with his red shoes right there. We see him. He looks actually kind of like a short dude. Weird. This blew my mind. Prince William and Prince Harry wearing red shoes. Are they made of baby skin? Right here. Both of the boys right here in red shoes. Princess Diana was sacrificed in satanic ritual by British royal family. I completely agree to that. And then she was murdered because she was going to tell. So they crashed her car. Sad stuff. Let's keep going. I don't know why I clicked off of it. I mean, it's just more. Don't you? This is everywhere. Everywhere. The man with one red shoe, Tom Hanks, coming out recently due to Isaac Cappy that he is indeed a pedophile, allegedly, as well as Steven Spielberg. Right here, we see this. For all you naysayers out there, military intelligence is all about coding and decoding. Communications are important to get the message out. You cannot expect Trump to come right out and say that Cuomo is deep state, Illuminati in a tweet. And Q won't come right out and say something like that either. They are trying to teach you to think for yourself. Absolutely, this is not a cult. Cults, you don't think for yourself, you are told what to do. So people who say that this movement is a cult, this movement is negative, I have nothing but benefited spiritually as well as my surroundings. I feel more positive. I feel more inclined to help people. There's nothing bad about that, guys. There's nothing bad. I went to MI school, and even I have had a hard time decoding the way that Serial Brain 2 does, but to say that they are using ciphers and codes to communicate to enlighten is disingenuous. Q is a military op to get the word out about the war that we are fighting. You gotta quit thinking about this normally and think military strategy. Words in his tweets mean something. Caps mean something. Timestamps mean something. Tweeting errors and then corrections mean something. Absolutely. This is coding. This is using ciphers. Learn the code. Learn the cipher. All will become clear. This isn't a game. This is real warfare for the future existence of our country. Now you may ask, what the hell is a cipher? Well, a cipher is basically embedded coding. Basically, you can use it like he showed here with numeric timestamps, capital letters. Letters also have numeric value. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, and so on and so on and so on. Obviously, Q being the 17th letter of the alphabet. So there is ciphering going on. It is very real. It is a real terminology. It's a real thing. So definitely check it out. I found these interesting. So if we look here, Q proofs, show this to your friends. Missile alert, people who doubt. DEFCON 1, non-nuclear. This is January 7th. This is the Q post. Sky Fortress engage. January 7th, January 13th, the false missile alert, emergency alert system. Absolutely, this is not a drill. The message was sent at 8:07 local time. However, no civil defense outdoor warning sirens were authorized or sounded by the state. Ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii. This was called 6 days before it happened. Okay? That's a big proof, right? Show this to your friends, the whole thing right there laid out in front of you. Here's another one to show your friends. Q proofs. POTUS deactivated November 2nd. Deactivated Trump account. Right? Thursday, November 2nd. Oh, what is this? It's the same date. This article came out at 8:25 p.m. This came out at 4 o'clock p.m. 4-hour difference. You cannot bet against this. Social media will be shut down. POTUS's Twitter. Social media will be shut down to prevent the spread of information, i.e. POTUS's Twitter deactivated Trump's account for 11 minutes. Okay? Show this to your normie friends. You have to. Q Proofs. No Name McCain. This is November 1st. John M. Some of us refuse to say his last name for a reason. No Name. Returning to the headlines, July 25th, 2018. This is November 1st, 2017 when Q said it. July 25th. Trump signs bill named after McCain. Doesn't mention him. There is a reason for that, guys, and we all know it. No Name. This is from today. I'll be nice and not verbally cut you off at the knees. Here's a logical thought for you. If this whole thing was a LARP, let me make this big so you can read it. If this whole thing was a LARP to keep us pacified and to avoid a revolution, do you really think they would create this environment to attract smart, armed patriots? Absolutely not. If they don't produce on the promise to drain the swamp, all we'd have to do here is dox and organize. Absolutely. You really think the cabal wants millions of veterans, ex-police, ex-firefighters, ex-general badass Americans heading to D.C. to reclaim our country? Q has painted themselves perfectly into a corner and must finish the movie to keep peace in our great country. I am literally watching many of my hardcore libtard family and friends slowly awaken from their comas. The script is effing brilliant. Enjoy the rest of the show. Absolutely. I totally agree. I saw this today. This is hilarious. Why Jeb? So we look in on his hand. It's a black man's hand, right? Jeb Bush has a Photoshop photo for an ad which gives him a black left hand, much different looking body. Jeb just can't get it right. This is from August 2015. So yeah, I mean, he's just a waste. So much lying, isn't it? And this is up to date right here. Ask about Molly Tibbetts being murdered by an illegal immigrant. Elizabeth Warren says, Pocahontas, I know this is hard for her family, but they have to remember that we need to focus on real problems like illegal immigrants not being able to see their kids. This is a real statement. These people are delusional. These people are slow, okay? They are delusional. They are sociopaths. Then, this is very cool to me. Very awesome. This timeline gets it gets crazier by the moment. 12:30, August 27th, you will see 2 moons in the sky, but only one will be the moon. The other will be Mars. It won't happen again until 2287. No one alive today has ever witnessed this happening. Very strange. In the same timeline, we've had the full solar eclipse, which brought millions and billions of people together to witness it. That was definitely something incredible. Okay? Very much so. Do I have anything else to go over? Yes, real quick. This will be the last thing I show to you. Just more validation, more just coming together. I am passing this on from someone who connected some dots with input from sources he cannot reveal. Here's what it looks like when all the pieces are sewn together. Let's go over this. Sorry. It smells like conspiracy and treason. Everyone needs to read this slowly and patiently because it is very important. From 2001 to 2005, there was an ongoing investigation into the Clinton Foundation. A grand jury had been impaneled. Governments from around the world had donated to the charity. Yet, from 2001 to 2003, none of those donations to the Clinton Foundation were declared. Now you would think that an honest investigator would be able to figure this out. Look who took over the investigation in 2005. None other than James Comey. Coincidence? Guess who was transferred into the Internal Revenue Services to run the tax exemption branch of the IRS? None other than Lois, be on the lookout, Bolo Lerner. Isn't that interesting? But this is all just a series of strange coincidences, right? There are no coincidences. Guess who ran the tax division inside the Department of Justice from 2001 to 2005? None other than Assistant Attorney General to the United States, Rod Rosenstein. Guess who was the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation during this time, 2001 and 2005? Robert Mueller. What do all four casting characters have in common? They all were briefed and or were frontline investigators into the Clinton Foundation investigation. Another coincidence, right? Fast forward to 2009, 4 years later. James Comey leaves the Justice Department to go and cash in at Lockheed Martin. Hillary Clinton is running for the State Department, official government business, on her own personal email server. The Uranium One issue comes to the attention of Hillary. Like all good public servants do, supposedly looking out for America's best interests, she decides to support the decision and approve the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium to no other than the Russians. Now, you would think that this is a fairly straight-up deal, except it wasn't. America got absolutely nothing out of it. However, prior to the sale's approval, no other than Bill Clinton goes to Moscow, gets paid $500K for a 1 hour speech, then meets with Vladimir Putin at his home for a few hours. Okay, no big deal, right? Well, not so fast. The FBI had a mole inside the money laundering and bribery scheme. Robert Mueller was the FBI director during this time frame. Yep, he even delivered a uranium sample to Moscow in 2009. Who was handling the case within the Justice Department out of the U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland? None other than Rod Rosenstein. And what happened to the informant? The Department of Justice placed a gag order on him and threatened to lock him up if he spoke out about it. How does 20% of the most strategic assets of the United States of America end up in Russian hands with the FBI when the FBI has an informant, a mole, providing inside information to the FBI on the criminal enterprise? Very soon after, the sale was approved. $145 million in donations made their way into the Clinton Foundation from entities directly connected to the Uranium One deal. Guess who was still in the Internal Revenue Service working the charitable division? None other than Lois Lerner. Okay, that's all just a series of coincidences. Nothing to see here, right? Let's fast forward to 2015, 3 years ago. Due to a series of tragic events in Benghazi, after the 9 investigations, the House, Senate, and the State Department, Trey Gowdy, who was running the 10th investigation as chairman of the Select Committee on Benghazi, discovers that the Hillary ran the State Department on an unclassified, unauthorized outlaw personal email server. He also discovered that none of those emails had been turned over to the departed, her public service as Secretary of State, which was required by law. He also discovered that there was a top secret information contained within her personal archived email. Sparing you the State Department's cover-up, the nostrums they floated, the delay tactics that they were employed, and the outright lies that were spewed forth from the necks of the Kerry State Department, we shall leave it at this. They did everything human possibly to cover for Hillary. Now this is amazing. Guess who became the FBI director in 2013? None other than James Comey, who secured 17 no-bid contracts for his employer Lockheed Martin with the State Department, and was rewarded with a $6 million thank you present when he departed his employer. Amazing how all those no bids just went right through at State, huh? Now, he is the FBI director in charge of the Clinton email investigation after, of course, his FBI investigation investigates the Lois Lerner matter at the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, and he exonerates her. Nope. Couldn't find any crimes there either. In April 2016, James Comey drafts an exoneration letter of Hillary Rodham Clinton. Meanwhile, the DOJ is handing out immunity deals like candy. They didn't even convey a grand jury. Unbelievable. Like a lightning bolt of statistical impossibility, like a miracle from God himself, like the true gangsta Comey is, James steps out into the cameras of an awaiting press conference on July 8, 2016, and exonerates Hillary from any wrongdoing. Do you see the pattern? It goes on and on. Rosenstein becomes Assistant Attorney General. Comey gets fired based upon a letter by Rosenstein. Comey leaks government information to the press. Mueller is assigned to the Russian investigation sham by Rosenstein to provide cover for decades of malfeasance within the FBI and DOJ, and the story continues. FISA abuse, political espionage, pick a crime, any crime, chances are this group and a few others did it. All the same players, all compromised and conflicted, all working fervently to not go to jail themselves, all connected in one way or another to the Clintons. They are like battery acid. They corrode and corrupt everything they touch. How many lives have these two destroyed? As of writing, the Clinton Foundation, in its 20 plus years of operation, of being the largest international charity fraud in the history of mankind, has never been audited by the Internal Revenue Service. Let us not forget that Comey's brother works for the DLA Piper, the law firm that does the Clinton Foundation's taxes. Jesus. The person that is the most common denominator to all these crimes above is still doing her evil escape legal maneuvers at the top of the three-letter U.S. agencies. Yep, that would be Hillary Rodham Clinton. Now, who is Lisa Barsoomian? Let's learn a little bit about Miss Lisa. Lisa is an attorney that graduated from Georgetown Law as a protege of James Comey and Robert Mueller. Lisa and her boss, R. Craig Lawrence, represented Bill Clinton in 1998. Lawrence also represented Bob Mueller 3 times, James Comey 5, Barack Obama 45, Bill Clinton 40, Hillary Clinton 17 times. Between 1998 and 2017, Lisa herself represented the FBI at least 5 times. You may be saying to yourself, okay, who cares? Who cares about the work history of this woman? Apparently someone does, because someone out there cares so much that they've purged all Barsoomian court documents for her Clinton representing in Hamburg versus Clinton in 1998 and its appeal in 1999 from the DC District and Appeals Court dockets. Someone out there cares so much that they even the internet has been purged of all information pertaining to this woman. It's a cover. So big deal, right? What does one more attorney with ties to the U.S. intelligence community really matter? It deals with Trump and his recent tariffs on Chinese steel and aluminum imports, the border wall, DACA, everything coming out of California, the Uni-Party unrelating opposition to President Trump, the Clapper leaks, the Comey leaks, the Attorney General Jeff Sessions recusal, and subsequent 14-month nap with occasional forays into the marijuana legalization mix. Why does Barsoomian, CIA operative, merit any mention? Because she is Assistant Attorney General Rod Rosenstein's wife, and I will leave that with you. If you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up. The more thumbs up that this video gets, the more it will be pushed into another algorithm, thus more eyes get to view it, and more the truth gets pushed out furthermore. Please follow me on Twitter at True Reporting. Please donate to my Patreon to keep the channel up and running for merch and to benefit more, to make it more beneficial and enjoyable for you guys. More money into this channel is better for you. Trust me. Anyways, guys, that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this. And please love one another and take care of one another. We are winning bigly. I will talk to you soon. Bye.